fucking hosting and shit. You know, the usual. My man. Hey, you know what's great? He's this really handsome guy, okay? Like, he might be Jewish. I don't know. All I know is he just makes my penis stand up at attention.
Oh my god.
He's a fantastic guy, and he's your headliner. Please give it up for Gordon Jackson III, everybody!
Hey, give it up for your host, David. Good job, David, and give it up for your feature, Jesse. Lastly, give it up for yourself. Just give it up for yourself. You guys have been a fantastic audience. And there's so many cute girls here tonight. And please don't feel threatened because when I say cute, I'm implying a complete lack of sexual attraction. Like you call a puppy cute because you don't try and fuck a puppy. Hopefully. So when I'm calling you guys all cute, I'm saying that there's a complete lack of sexual attraction, and I'm putting you on the same level as a puppy. I call my girlfriend cute though, because she's not housebroken. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't have a girlfriend, just a really hot dog. I've been doing stand-up comedy for 4 years now, and I've made about $70. But I love it. I like to talk about jokes all the time. Like even in class, I took a public speaking class, and we had to do a speech on one of our hobbies, and I chose stand-up comedy. Surprise. But after the speech, we had to give out to everyone in the room something that related to our hobby. So I did my speech on stand-up comedy, and then I pulled out a pack of Marlboro Red cigarettes, and I started handing them out, because the first rule of doing stand-up comedy is looking cool. And there's nothing cooler than smoking. And then I told the classroom, I'm just kidding, guys. Jokes. And I pulled out a bag of Hershey's Snickers, because Snickers is a synonym for laughter. And laughter is what comedy is all about. But I warned this classroom not to eat the Snickers chocolates if they're allergic to nuts, because my mom was allergic to nuts. And that's why she died giving birth to me. Thank you guys for laughing at that one. My mom didn't find it very funny. She sent her disapproval from heaven. I'm just kidding again, guys. Jews don't go to heaven.
Oh my god!
Sometimes when the men's restroom is full, I'll use the women's restroom because they also have toilets. But when I'm in there, I like to check out the graffiti. I saw a very adorable cat, like a kitten, a small cat, drawn on the wall, and it had a speech bubble next to it, and it said, "Don't put garbage in your vagina." And I thought it was really funny until I realized that like my ex goes to this bar all the time, and she said that having sex with me was garbage. So I got really spiteful, and I'm not proud of this, but next to that kitten I drew a puppy with a speech bubble that said, "It was sophomore year, Heather, I got better." I've also noticed in the women's restroom that girls also draw dicks on the wall, which I think is great, that like despite the subtle differences in gender, we can all agree as a human race that vaginas are hard to draw. Dicks are just easier. I got stung by a couple wasps earlier today. And that hurt, man. I was walking by a white Christian family and they said, "Jew, Jew, 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 Jew." Ouch. Do you guys remember that there was a solar eclipse? That was a thing? A solar eclipse? It was weird because the whole day everyone kept saying, "Don't look directly at the sun." And I'm like, well, why are they quoting my dad?
Oh shit!
Why are they doing that? I think nationalism is weird. I think like you can love your country, but some people love their country like a little bit too much. I was in a French island with my friend Michael, and it's a French island, and there was a lot of French people because it's a French island, and they don't like America very much. And Michael's patriotism was cock blocking me. So I pulled Michael aside and I said, Michael, what do you love more, America or pussy? I've never seen someone sell out their country faster. He walked right up to those French girls and said, yeah, we totally had 9/11 coming.
Oh my
Ready
god.
for 9/12.
Oh my god.
Michael said it, not me.
Oh my god.
I like music, but sometimes I feel like certain songs don't relate to me, so I have to rewrite them so I can connect a little bit more. Like Justin Bieber has this song called Love Yourself, and in the song he says, my mama don't like you and she likes everyone. And I think that was a really beautiful lyric, but unfortunately I can't relate. So I rewrote it to, my mama don't like you, but she's been way too overly critical of every single person I've ever dated. Like, God damn it, Judy, it's my body, give me a break. Now those lyrics don't necessarily fit the refrain, but I can connect a lot more with that version. I have a Jewish mother, and she's always been very like overbearing and like guilt tripping me. And I think that's been hard in my life, but like I left the house, I'm not living at home anymore. So I've been thinking that the only thing worse than growing up with a Jewish mother is living with a dead Jewish mother.
Oh my god.
That's noticeably worse in general because no one wants their mother to be dead, like regardless of the relationship. But like while I'm alive, there's certain things I can get away with that she can't see. But when she's a dead Jewish mother, she's gonna be a ghost and omnipresent. Like I'm gonna be like in Macy's like a year after her death and feel like a breeze on my shoulder and a voice whispering, "Put that back, it's not on sale. Wait for summer clearance." I like going on Facebook because a lot of people post like weird inspirational quotes, like really interesting stuff. Like I saw one the other day that said, love him like he's someone's son. Love her like she's someone's daughter. And I thought that was really pretty, but I kept questioning if I could still fuck them like they're orphans.
God.
Who's your daddy? You don't know.
Oh shit. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Last November, I got in an argument with a lesbian. All I said was I can eat pussy just as good as she can. I didn't say better. I'm not elitist about my pussy eating potential. I also didn't say well, even though it's grammatically correct to say well in a situation, because I don't eat pussy well. Because if dick is meat, then so is pussy by transitive property. And if pussy is meat, it's good meat. It's filet mignon. And if you eat filet mignon well, you're an asshole. You eat that shit rare. But anyway, I was arguing with a lesbian as I started this joke off saying. And she said that she can eat pussy better than me because she's a woman. And I say, that's sexist. And she goes, I'm not sexist, I'm feminist. I said, well, if you're a feminist, then you're admitting that we both have equal potential to please pussy. She said, no, I can please pussy better than you because I have a vagina. I said, well, you can't generalize vaginas. And she goes, you can generalize dicks? I said, of course you can generalize dicks. With enough pressure, any volcano is going to erupt.
Oh my god.
And then my mom said, quit arguing with your aunt, you're ruining Thanksgiving. None of you guys have siblings? Any siblings around? I have a little brother, and he looks up to me, and sometimes he'll call up to ask questions. The other day, he called me up, and he said, Gordon, how do you eat pussy so good? And I said, first off, it's eat pussy well, Truman. Grammar is important. Now, I know I said grammar wasn't important earlier, but he's my little brother, and he needs to know that grammar is important. I asked Truman, I said, Truman, do you know where the clitoris is? And he goes, no, Gordon, what's that?
Oh my
I
god.
said, well, you know how the vagina kind of looks like a canoe?
Oh my god.
Well, at the top of the canoe, Truman, no wait, bear with me, not the tippy top, but if there was a seat at the top of the canoe, there's a little homeless lady sitting there. And it's cold outside, so she's got a blanket over her head.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But Gordon, why is there a homeless lady on it? Don't ask me about the recreational activities of the impoverished, Truman. Just fucking lick her, she's cold.
Woo!
They say that if you're nervous to speak in front of people, you should just imagine them naked. I had to give a eulogy at my father's funeral, and I found out just how stacked my aunt was,
Oh my god.
but I wasn't nervous. I'm very self-conscious about my snoring, so whenever I'm sleeping with someone new, I like to imagine them naked, just like I did at my father's funeral. And it's really easy to imagine them naked because they are. And after that, I'm a lot less nervous and I sleep like a baby, crying because now I miss my dad.
Oh my god.
I got roasted recently. I walked into a bar and my friend said, you look just like Elmo if he worked at Hollister.
Oh my god.
I wish the version of Elmo that she saw on me worked at Express, but you can't write your own roast. Unless you're writing your suicide note.
Oh my god.
It's like the ultimate roast.
Oh my god. Oh my
I
god,
write
Gordon.
my suicide note like a BuzzFeed listicle. It's the sequel to my favorite early 2000s romantic comedy called 10 Things I Hate About Me. But it's great because at least when I die, something I write will get published.
Oh my god.
But why Elmo? Like, how did she know I was kinky? Because Elmo is the kinkiest character on Sesame Street. Easily. No other Sesame Street character has a doll that's fucking begging people to tickle it. There's no, oh please tell me I'm poor Oscar the Grouch.
Oh my god.
And there's certainly no butt stuff Big Bird. There's just Elmo begging for it. I think sex ed is weird because they tell us when we're getting a blowjob, we should put a condom on our penis, and we don't. Like, ever? Have any of you guys put a condom on your penis to get a blowjob?
Oh my god, Casper.
Hell no.
That's
Yeah. And it makes sense why we don't,
100%.
because for one thing, the penis is external. You can see the whole penis. So pro tip, if you see a bumpy one, just don't suck it. It's easy. Also, condoms decrease sensitivity. Now, I've never sucked a dick. But I know that if I had to, I'd want to get it over with as soon as possible. And you can't do that with decreased sensitivity. So if you're asking someone to put a condom on their penis to give them a blowjob, either one, you're evil, or two, you just really like sucking dick. Also, I think a blind person shouldn't have to worry about this either. Like, a blind person should be able to go down on someone, stop, lift their head up, and say, "Why does your dick have braille?"
Oh.
How did you miss
God.
those?
Oh my god. No. Gross.
I think religion is interesting. I like to observe different religions. I've noticed recently that Catholics have great legs. Catholics have great legs, and I think it's because of Catholic Mass. The basic movements for Catholic Mass are sit, kneel, stand up. That's squats and lunges for God. every Sunday. And I thought the seventh day was rest day. No, it's leg day. That's why the crosses that Catholics wear have the bloody Jesus on them, to remind them no pain, no gain. Do you guys like the news?
No.
Or do you at least think Anderson Cooper's hot?
Yes.
Yeah, that silver fox can get it.
Yup.
Do you think when Anderson Cooper initiates sex, he says, "This just in"? Always wondered that. I have a favorite type of news, though. I really like biased news. Do you guys know who has the most biased news? Neo-Nazis. When it comes to a biased news source, it does not get more biased than neo-Nazis. But they have the catchiest headlines. I saw this headline the other day that started off with 4 words: mutated Cuban male feminist. There was a whole other sentence after that, and it was about Ted Cruz, but I didn't care. Because those 3 adjectives, that one noun, mutated Cuban male feminist. This sounds like the best superhero ever. That sounds like Tony Montana from Scarface, but like if he was about equal rights. Oh, she's so cool, huh? Well, if she do equal work, she gotta get equal pay! That's silly. I got one more joke for you guys, and I'd like to give a warm round of applause for that man over there, Mr. Scott Peavy. He's been here my entire comedy career, and my last joke is a tribute joke to him that I wrote. Any of you guys watch movies? You guys ever watch a movie and like think like, what if like a different cast member was in there?
Oh my god.
Ever, you know? Like, you know, I was watching Mean Girls the other day, and like, I really like Gretchen Wieners. I think she's a really great character. But I was watching it, and I was wondering, what if instead of the person who played Gretchen Wieners, we got I don't know,
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken. You know? Regina, no, you can't sit with us. Don't even try. It's Tuesday, you're wearing pink. What is this? That's what we do on Wednesdays. We got a weekly color chart for our outfits, and it's clearly Tuesday, so sitting with us is not an option. Thank you guys, I'm Gordon Jackson. That's right.